Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Tyler. We are going to take a look at ETC on a technical analysis basis because we are consolidating hard around 110 to 115, and we are actually going up right now as we speak. So I do think this looks very bullish, as well as we're going to take a look at the social sentiment around Ethereum Classic and see if more people are talking about this, because that is ultimately going to give more hype into this and lead the coin price higher, which is always good for you guys if you're holding on to this for the short term or the long term. As well as we're going to go over my position in Ethereum Classic, because I want to show you guys I am not talking about this to pump this. I have a trade in this, and I'm going to be very transparent and open about this. And one day when I do sell, when it is $1,000, because I'm not saying this for no reason, then I will let you guys know that information. We're not pumping anything. That is not what we are doing on this channel. We are about educating and teaching the average person what these investments are and how to trade them in a more safe type manner. So before we get into all that, hit that like button for me, tickle it, tap it, touch it, smash it. I don't care what you call it, but make it turn blue for me. And if you do want to stay up to date with these videos, crypto stocks, CCIV, all the stocks that we like to cover on this channel, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. We also have a YouTube portfolio that is starting within the next couple of trading days. That is going to be $50 a week, 60% into growth, 40% into dividends, with crypto mixed in here and there. And we're going to track the growth on this channel for a very long time. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And with that, let's get into it. Ethereum Classic is up 8% today, and they are on an uptrend from the bottom we've seen at 10.25 today, when we hit a low of about $106.12. Now I know the price does vary from different platforms, whether that's Webull, Coinbase, whatever you guys use. The price is going to be a little bit different on each platform, but relatively speaking, we did have a dip around 10.25, and then we have since came up, even shooting up to a high of 12%, or $117.30 for the day. And if we pull this out to the 1 week, and this is not the technical analysis by any means, but just showing you guys the price action and what it looks like on the Robinhood chart. As you guys all know, May 6th, we hit our high. It says $179.13, but we even hit a high of like 190 at one point for a brief moment, and then we really have been consolidating for a couple days, really in between the 125 and 130 price, and then we have since been consolidating around the 110 price pretty much every single day. That is where we have been, with a slight uptick over the past day or so. We could also see a crypto boom tomorrow across the whole range of cryptos, but I do think ETC will be primed to benefit from this, because it is one of the most undervalued cryptocurrencies by market cap and as far as utility is concerned, because we do have the consumer price index, or the CPI data, coming out tomorrow. It is a measure that examines the weighted averages of price of a basket of consumer goods and services, such as transportation, food, and medical care. It is calculated by taking price changes for each item in the predetermined basket of goods and averaging them. Now, if this data does come in high, then it could justify the market cap of these cryptocurrencies a lot more. And take what Elon Musk said about cryptocurrencies. He has suggested, although Bitcoin price bounces around, they're more likely to keep you whole than, say, a 10-year treasury that at 1.35% is yielding about 0.8% less than expected inflation. His stance echoes that Bitcoin zealots view that because only a fixed quantity of coins can ever be released, its value can never be diluted. That supposedly gives Bitcoin the edge over the dollar or euro, currencies whose buying power can shrink when central banks swap the markets with liquidity in their quest to hold down rates. Now, this is so important, because we have printed over 45% of our currency in 2020 and in this first half of 2021. We have printed a ton of money, and once you swamp the markets with that money, it makes your buying power of the dollar go down less. So when you have assets that only have a fixed number of coins in this case, or even stocks, but high inflation is not good for stocks. In cryptos, it can be a little bit different because, you know, it's fixed. You can't put any more in there, but some cryptos aren't going to be able to benefit from this, because some, like Doge and some that have billions of coins in circulation, are actually deflationary and are designed to go down over time. Whereas cryptos, especially ETC, that has 116 million coins in circulation, which is super small in the crypto world, that is designed to go up with inflation. So the higher the inflation theoretically should be good for cryptocurrencies that have a capped limit on how many coins are produced and are in circulation. And the ones that would benefit from this theoretically are going to be Bitcoin, ETC, even Ethereum a little bit, because they regulate how many coins are put into circulation each year. But even though this data is expected to be high, and even if it comes in higher than expected, this theoretically should be good for cryptos. But I would take what I'm saying with a grain of salt and definitely not gamble or make speculative trades. You need the money for the end of the week. Don't put it in these cryptos expecting them to pump tomorrow. I want to be very clear on this, because this marketplace that we live in right now, it seems like good news is bad news and bad news is good news. So it is very, very much quite possible that we could sell off tomorrow in the crypto market, but all the factors do lead to a pump. But we are up 8 to 25% in all different cryptos today. Pretty much the whole crypto market is up. So this might be a buy the rumors, sell the news kind of a event as well. But once this data is released around 8:30 in the morning Eastern time where I live, if it does come out high and we see a pump in cryptos, that is likely to continue throughout the day. As for the technical analysis, we are currently at $112.53, and I did point out this $100 level in the last video, basically saying to watch this level, because if we sell off under $100, we could flush to about the $85 mark, and that is where I would be loading the boat. That is where it would make a significant difference in my average cost, and I will show you guys my position after this video. But I am watching the 117.41 level going into tomorrow, because I think if we get good momentum above there, we could be set to go at least back up to the 130 level, if not even much higher. But I'm going to mark this because this does look to be somewhat of a resistance level. We have seen for the past about week or so, 4 or 5 days, we've hit a top right here. This was May 8th, and then we hit a top right here. This was May 10th, and then sold off from both of these points, hitting the low at $93.75 just yesterday. And ever since yesterday, when we hit our low and had a pretty much a mini flash crash, we've been in a very bullish pattern, pretty much melting up the whole time. So I do think tomorrow is going to be a big catalyst for crypto in general. And even on the RSI, we are approaching overbought levels, but we're somewhat in the middle still. So this could go either way. And this is not something I pay too much attention to, because it's just the relative strength index, but basically monitoring how fast you go up or down with the velocity and momentum. But it really doesn't mean too much. If you're going to sell off, it's going to shoot down. If you're going to rip up, it's obviously going to go way up, like we have seen in the past on the RSI chart. So it really does not mean anything. And even when we ripped up to 172, we were barely overbought on the RSI. So that's not something I really like to pay attention to. But as far as another key level to watch, I would be watching the 141 level, because that is where we sold off last time when we were really consolidating around the 130 to 140. When we hit the top at 140, we started to sell off, and that was May 7th. So that's another level I'm watching. If we break all of these levels tomorrow, which is quite possible, then our next level is going to be the 172.70 mark before we get any type of major resistance. But as you guys know, cryptos do move very fast, and this could obviously go in either direction, but it does look very, 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 very bullish as of right now. As far as the social data, in between May 2nd and May 8th, we are at 100, and this is on Google Trends, so this is the highest that it goes, and we can only go down from here. We can stay elevated, right, but we can only go down from here, so that is why you have this dotted line, which is data that is not refined yet. And I just typed in Ethereum Classic, so you guys can use any key term that you want to use, and I did cryptocurrency as a key term as well, and we do see the data flying on cryptocurrencies. In between April 18th and April 24th was our last all-time high. I do believe this is all-time high. Let's go back the past 5 years. Yes, this is way past all-time highs that we had seen in 2017 and then early in February actually, and now we are at all-time highs right now. This data is not refined for May 9th through May 15th, but I do expect it's going to come in at 100, and that is going to be a very bullish sign for cryptocurrencies as a whole. And you can see the top states, and you can go and dig into all this stuff, and I do think you guys should, but I'm just looking at the most relevant to what we are talking about around ETC and cryptocurrencies as a whole. So I do think it's going to benefit all of them, from Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Cardano, XRM, XRP, SafeMoon. I think all of them are going to benefit from this, and the more search data we have and key terms, that is obviously better for your investments. As for my position, I am down $309 or 21.46%. 4.68% of my portfolio. My average cost is $142.74, and I hold 10.11 coins. And the reason I did not buy the dip when it went under $100, one, because it happened so fast, I wasn't even able to see it when it was that low, so I came back after that, about 5 minutes after that, or I probably would have bought a couple more coins. But anything under 85 would significantly reduce my average cost per coin, and that is what I'm looking for right here. I'm willing to be patient with this. If we go straight to 1,000 or 300 or whatever the case is, go straight up, then I do have a pretty good position to be able to capitalize on that. But if we do sell off, like I said, to about the $85 level or even under that, which I do think is highly unlikely right now, but if we do, and if it even takes a couple days or a couple weeks to do that, that is when I would strike an average down, because like I said, it would bring my average cost down significantly, and I would have much more upside from that point. So if your average cost is somewhere around mine, maybe it's higher, maybe it's lower, I still think it's a good position. I think right now is a good time to buy into this. If you have the mindset of, I'm going to hold this until it gets to a certain price, if it never gets to a certain price, I just wouldn't sell it, right? If you have that mindset, then I don't think you can lose on this, because Ethereum Classic is so highly undervalued compared to other cryptocurrencies. If you have the mindset of, I'm going to buy this, and in 7 days, if it's not $300 or whatever, I'm going to sell out, and that is where you'll lose a lot of money, and you should never play these cryptocurrencies like that. But that is my position, and that is going to wrap up this video. If you guys got anything useful out of it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell if you want to stay up to date with these videos as soon as I post them, as well as be part of the YouTube portfolio. Make sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys later. Take care.